Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mark Ediss, a.k.a. Shark, the PA announcer and DJ from your Savannah Bananas, and you are watching the Legends on Deck podcast with hosts Brian Koss and David Conde.
Hello and welcome to the Florida Collegiate Summer League All Star edition of the Legend on Deck podcast. My name is Adam Bates, and I am honored to be in the seat of Dave Conde and Brian Koss here at historic Sanford Memorial Stadium. Unique concept today with our the interns, the communications interns of the 6 teams of the Florida Collegiate Summer League. I have going left to right. I've got Esteban from the Orlando Snappers. Noah from the Sanford River Rats, and Dylan from the DeLand Suns. We will get to them in just a minute to let them introduce themselves and talk about their team a little bit. But today, kind of a unique opportunity to talk about the league, talk about the team, talk about the season to date, and then what we're looking at over the next 3 weeks as we push towards a playoff run and a 2024 champion. So with that, I want to introduce, and again, I'll go left to right here, and let them introduce themselves. Esteban with the Orlando Snappers, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us, guys. My name is Esteban Velez, as you said, and this year I've been broadcaster for the Orlando Snappers. So far, it's been a huge blessing. It's been a blast getting to spend time with all the other interns day in and day out, and just it's been an amazing journey so far. Looking forward for the next 2-3 weeks.
Good. And where do you go to school? Where are you at in your academic journey and professional journey?
So I just graduated from Culver Stockton College, and now I'm going to do my master's in University of Missouri.
Nice. Awesome. Good stuff. Noah from the Sanford River Rats.
Yep. I'm Noah Chavez. I am the communications intern for Sanford. I'm probably the farthest out. I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I go to school at Arizona State. I just finished up my first year there, so yeah, really excited to be here. Long way from home, but anytime you get an opportunity like this to cover a league for an entire summer, I'll take advantage of it, and yeah, just good to be here.
Let me ask you this, and we're going to kind of keep this open and when questions come up, but Noah, tell me, how'd you find out about the league in this internship opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking around. One of my friends at Arizona State recommended to try and find a summer ball league, and so I just searched all across wherever one might pop up, and the Florida League came up. It was a really easy process to apply. You just go straight through the league, and seeing what they had to offer, what I could do as an intern in communications, being able to write stories every day, being able to do broadcasting and play-by-play and color, I was able to see that this is a legit league and this is something that I want to be a part of. And so once I figured it out, got an interview, I pretty much knew right away I wanted to be out here.
Cool. And we'll go back and talk on this in a minute, but one day you get to do play-by-play and one day you get to do color. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, and it's, it gets you well-versed in both realms. It's two kind of different things, even though they're both broadcasting. So it gets you plenty of reps in all facets of media and broadcasting. Good stuff.
Good stuff. And again, plenty of topic to go with this. Probably the guy I've known the longest, Dylan Stanley. And in this game, the game of baseball has a lot of connections, and I've umpired with Dylan's dad for probably most of my 30 years being a high school and college official here in Orlando. So when Dylan and I connected on opening night, right? Yep. I think it was neat to reset that. I had seen Dylan play. I'd worked Dylan's games. Former player in the Futures League, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
for 2 seasons.
Yeah, played 2 seasons of that. So, Dylan, welcome. You're with the DeLand Suns. Tell us a little bit more, my man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm a communications intern just like these gentlemen next to me, part of the DeLand Suns. And I grew up around here in Orlando, Florida. Actually graduated this May from a small Christian university up in Iowa called Dordt University with a sports management major. And I'm currently just trying to find a job anywhere once this internship ends up.
Awesome. That's really cool. So everybody here has kind of a different background, but the same. Different goals, or the same goal, but sometimes different pathways. Esteban, I'll open up with you, and we're just going to this is one of two segments. These three teams, the Orlando Snappers, the Sanford River Rats, and the DeLand Suns, represent the East squad, or the Eastern teams of the All Star Game, which got rained out today. Rain will probably be a topic here a little bit later, and we're going to replay tomorrow. But when this is broadcast, it'll be, of course, after that. But anyway, tell us a couple things about the Snappers, where you play, coaches, players, whatever, just a little bit there.
Yeah, so for Orlando this season, we're playing at Lake Highland Prep. It's our second season over there. Before that, we were actually over there at Rollins College, where we were the Winter Park Diamond Dogs, basically. And then now we have a new team, our second year, the Orlando Snappers. And basically, it's been the same head coaches. We have Terry Abbott still ahead of the Snappers. We have Coach Burr as well assisting him. So they're back for the third season. And it's just been overall pretty cool being at Lake Highland Prep, a pretty new venue for the second year. And, yeah, the team just keeps growing. We've been able to add in a couple new players even throughout the season. So it's been really fun to see how many guys want to be part of the Snappers this year. Yeah,
and what's neat, I can speak for the pitchers, the outfilders, the skyline in the background of behind the catchers is pretty cool there.
Oh, yeah.
Of Orlando. I think everybody can speak to that. One of the nicer high school facilities in the area. Noah, being here at historic Sanford Memorial Stadium, the guy from LA, the guy from the left coast. Tell us a little bit more about the team, coaching staff. Coach Jesse was just here just a minute ago. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, no, stadium's right behind these walls, so it's essentially in the backyard here of where I'm staying at. It's not too far at all in terms of just this summer, but yeah, the River Rats. They've been around forever. One of the inaugural teams in the league. It's been 21 years now at this point. Yeah, this stadium is amazing. There's a reason why the All Star Games here, the facilities are kept to the highest standard from the city of Sanford. They do an amazing job at keeping this place very playable at a very high level. This stadium's amazing, but yeah, the season's gone, it's been a really weird season so far for the River Rats. A league best offense and a league worst pitching, and so
peaks and valleys.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a weird team to watch, but it's so fun to be able to see these guys every day. You said Jesse Litch, our manager, former Toronto Blue Jay, so having a guy who used to pitch in the major leagues as our head coach, DeMarcus Evans, one of our assistants, also like a current major league pitcher, just recovering from injury at this point. So to have two guys that are major league guys on the staff is really cool to hear their stories, how they've been around baseball their entire lives. Really, really cool atmosphere here at Sanford.
The dugout stories during the rain delays are kind of fun, aren't they?
Yeah, no, whenever I get to go down from the press box and during rain delays, especially at like Leesburg or
BP,
here, wherever, it's really cool to just, be around the guys and be around people who just love baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some of the stories, as I can tell you young people, the stories and stuff, you're now part of those stories, and you're starting to get stories into your. And that's what's great about baseball that are in your encyclopedias, for an old word. But Dylan, talk about DeLand and beautiful mulching field on Conrad Park. One of my favorite places for multiple reasons. But tell us about your experience in DeLand so far, being an Orlando kid.
Yeah, going to Stetson every single day, especially for home games, it's probably bare minimum second to none in terms of the stadiums here in the Florida League. I think most of us can agree with that as well. But just the atmosphere going there, really just from top to down. They just got renovated a couple years ago. So DeLand previously was at Sperling Sports Complex during COVID. Now they're back here at Stetson, and it's been a really fun joy. And they also have a new head coach this season in Cameron Juergens, who coached at Daytona State. Also have Ayande Gill, who's a hitting coach at Lake Sumter Community College. And they have the legendary Mike Powers still at the helm. So,
tell us about you got to give us a couple powerisms. I didn't know we were going to talk about that, but you bring up that name in Central Florida baseball. He's done enough here. We've had enough arguments. I've been yelled at by the man. The Mike Powers Baseball Complex is at Seminole High School, just 3 or 4 miles from here. Tell me about just being with Mike.
It's such an honor to be with a guy like that, because he had so much success at Seminole, and he tells so many stories, and it's just, especially after wins, the guy is just really going after, just have a lot of fun, and it's been a joy to be around.
It's neat to be around baseball lifers. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
I mean, you got one in Terry Abbott there.
Right.
Okay. He's probably him and I think Mike is a little bit older, but Terry's got a heavy pro ball background, heavy with the Cincinnati Reds, and then Jesse with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And the league being partially funded by Major League Baseball and finding dreams and stuff. We've got probably our most notable big leaguer from the FCSLs from which team on this panel?
River Rats.
No.
Oh.
Who you got? Jacob DeGrom.
Oh, dear. I was going to
Oh,
go
come
with
on.
Dylan.
I was
thinking
gonna go
Dylan-
Dylan
that's what I was
Cruz.
thinking of. That's why I was thinking
just-
Dylan Cruz.
I just stumped y'all, but yeah, Jacob DeGrom played in this league as a shortstop. But when he threw it across the middle, Kenny Brown, who's a local legend high
Seminole
school
guy,
coach,
too.
correct. He's like, whoa, this is different, and he wanted to pitch, and it came. So he had a great there. Tell me about you guys' senior season to date. No, I'll let you start off first, and then we'll go to Dylan and finish up with Esteban.
Yeah,
Just
so
changing it up a little bit.
when you talk about our season, it wasn't the best first 4 or 5 games. I mean, our second game of the season, we lost 25-3.
Yeah.
17 walks. It was a weird one over at Leesburg. But ever since that point, that first week or so, it's been a lot of ups. It's been some downs, but it's just been a very good offense. I mean, we have 10 guys, position players that are on the All-Star team. So when you have that, you can field the entire lineup worth of guys that are All-Star quality. It shows you how good your offense is. That really has been what has carried us to a lot of wins. The pitching staff has had some bright spots, but it definitely is just a little bit of control issues when it comes to hitting the zone and walking too many guys. But other than that, I mean, it's been a good season so far. We're sitting middle of the standings over at 4th, so definitely trying to stay out of that wild card game if we can.
Yeah, awesome. Dylan, tell us about the Suns a little bit.
Yeah, so the Suns right now are 14-11-1. It's usually you don't really see that a whole lot of times in tie games, but that came back with the Snappers.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it went to 13 innings because of a sprinkler issue at Lake Highland Prep. So we kind of had to
Happens in summer ball.
We kind of had to just nick the game from there. But yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty interesting season. They are top of the chain in terms of pitching in this league. They have like a 4.4 ERA, second in the league. They have one of the better pitchers in the league, in my opinion, Jaro Baez, who had a no-hitter through 7 yesterday and had a no-hitter through 9, and they ended up losing the game, which has kind of been the unideal scenario for the Suns this season. The offense has been hit or miss, and the defense hasn't been there as of late, but so far there's a lot of good, promising players ready to make an impact playoff time.
That's great. No, that's really cool. Yeah, from that standpoint, and it's neat to have those kids doing and prepared. And what I will tell you this before we get to Esteban, most important pitch in baseball. Do you know that answer?
First pitch, fastball, first strike.
First strike, right? And why I say that is finding pitching is so important, and doing that. And you're going to start seeing that pitching where they settle in. I can say this historically from the league. Hey, these coaches are going to start going to those guys as we try to finish up here over the next 3 weeks. Esteban, tell me about your Snappers.
Yeah, it's been kind of the opposite from the River Rats. We have pretty good pitching. However, the offenses hasn't gotten going at all. Our batting average, I think, is the worst one right now in the league.
Okay.
As a team, it's in the 100-somethings. And that, I mean, you can't really win too many ball games with that. The pitching, however, at the beginning of the season, it was bad. Honestly, a lot of hit by pitches, a lot of walks. And then throughout the season, we've been able to kind of catch up on that. We've been able to sort things out pitching-wise. But overall, a 9-15 record, sitting in 5th place, and we're just battling to get in the playoffs and not be in last place right now.
And what I can tell all of you guys is that I'm not sure. I think it's 8-16 maybe for Winter Park to the tops 15-9 to be that 6-7 game stretch right now within about 27-28 games a day. That's the historic part of it. Putting these teams together. For those of you who don't know, you get these coaches, get the players who's available. You work through injuries. How much have they pitched? You guys just picked up Lucas Hartman.
Yeah,
he gets after a little bit, right?
His first game with us was against DeLand, actually.
Yeah.
Came in relief, had 4 perfect innings, just a few hits allowed, no runs allowed, and it was just impressive to see him. And I talked to Coach afterwards. He was like, well, I've never seen him in live. Like, I've never seen a real person pitch. It was his footage, like video.
Sure.
He came out here, and he did his thing, so he did really good.
Yeah, so that's where the relationships. And then if I remember, the second one was against Winter Garden, and he and Nolan Roth went toe-to-toe,
Right.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's when Nolan had a really good day from that standpoint. Tell me about working with each other, and I don't care who grabs this first, but one night it's Noah and Dylan, then Dylan the next night potentially, or after the series. Right now we're playing individual games, but one night you're the color, and one night you're the play-by-play. What's that been like? You know, I know in the series, and you guys communicate a lot. What have y'all liked about that? Esteban, go ahead, and I'll just go left to right.
It's been cool having the experience of not just working with one single person the entire season, because you get to grasp different styles of broadcasting, and you get to learn different backgrounds and just kind of see how the different styles of broadcasting go. And at the same time, it's like you get to learn from them, and just the styles of how they prepare for the games, how they go about their day and their business. It's been really cool instead of having to sit on one person. And the fact that we get to do both the play-by-play and the color commentary, depending on home or away, it's been fun as well because you get to do both sides of it. You're not really stuck on just one, and you get to kind of get the full experience and just develop as a whole broadcaster.
Yeah, awesome. Noah, do you want to expand on that? He probably took 80% of your answer, but
No.
you guys can fill in the other two spots.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about prep. That's something that each person does their own way. Everyone's got their own style, and there's tricks that you can, use from everyone. I mean, everyone does things differently, and like he said, has their own style. It's pretty cool because each person's like an expert on their own team. So when you go talking with Esteban over at Orlando or Dylan over at DeLand, they know their team better than anyone. So it's cool being able to know the ins and outs of how things are going over there by just asking him a few things, because he's all around Coach Juergens and then Coach Abbott. So they know more than I ever will, just because they're always around them. And so when you get to work with so many different people that now you're comfortable with because you're almost at the end of the year, it's really cool to have that experience. And yeah, it's just fun to go around and get so many reps in different ways.
Yep, awesome. Good stuff. Dylan, you want to wrap up on that?
Yeah, I think really the best part about this is the community that this league brings, especially with a bunch of us communications interns, whether it's Orlando, Sanford, DeLand, Winter Park, Winter Garden, and Leesburg. Everybody really enjoys working with each other. There's no bad blood, at least I hope not. But
No.
I think just in general, the guys just really like working with each other, and it's really cool to see, especially get into the last couple weeks here, where now we're starting to understand what a color and what a play-by-play is all about. And so working together, I think it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. I want to transition to that because you've worked together, and if you guys, when we were putting this together, I talked about the internship opportunity, and I want you guys to speak on behalf of your fellow interns. So each team, for the most part, has a comms intern, at least 2 game operations, and then social media. So the numbers can vary a little bit, but minimum of 4. Sometimes it gets, Sanford has a few more because of here. Leesburg has a different setup. But just that whole internship opportunity, working with somebody that's affiliated with Major League Baseball and things like that, what would you tell future interns? What have you learned? So if you maybe each kind of grab a topic, Esteban, I'll let you lead off again because you're closest to me, but what have you liked the most, and what would you tell future interns? And just talk about the internship.
For me, the best part so far has just been making connections with everyone, getting to meet so many different people. And in Orlando specifically, it's tougher, but at the same time, it's really fun. I mean, we only have 3 interns, so we are about 2 or 3 interns short. No league ops this season, so we kind of had to work around that, and we've been our own league ops. And it's been cool because you've been able to just kind of grasp personal relationships with the other interns as well. And whenever it come over to either Lake Highland or we go on the road, it's been cool as well, just getting to work with them day in and day out. And for the rest of the interns at Orlando, I asked them the same question. One of them said just the relationships as well. She's had a lot of fun with that. And then the other one, Cecily Webb, she said basically just having sideline reporting, being able to get that experience and just being able to do social media as well. So it's been a blast.
Awesome. Let me switch it up, Dylan. Let you go next and let Noah finish.
Jumping fun.
Yeah, I want to have a little fun with it.
I believe that everybody, especially in DeLand's side, has been really enjoying it as of late. They get the exposure that you need not only from graduating college, but to even in a professional career as well. This league does a phenomenal job with hands-on experience, letting each other grow as a part of it. And I think one thing I'd recommend, or at least tell a future intern, is get your feet wet, get exposed as much as possible. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's going to happen. We're all interns.
Say no to nothing and be a sponge.
Absolutely.
That's if it's just like figure it out, and where you can help, and when you need help, ask for help.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, I mean, it does that. That's what I kind of try to tell our staff. Noah, what do you got here? Being at the stadium and kind of seeing things, you get to see things from a bird's eye view and different stuff when we had some bigger game nights and so forth.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, the biggest thing of this internship is it makes you feel like you're part of running a team, which you are. You have to go out and find those sponsorships. You have to go find the meals for the teams either before or after a game. You know, for the All Star Game, we have to do that here too.
Yep.
So it's a bigger responsibility, but it's really cool. You know, going out into Sanford, trying to get those deals worked out and partnering with the community. That's always a really fun thing to do. And because you're a part of this internship, you get to be right on the front lines of it and helping out day in, day out here, whether it be at the stadium or from home, doing whatever to make it the best possible experience for people coming out to the ballpark.
Cool. That was a great segue, kind of into our sponsors. You did a really good job there, and I had asked you when we sat down, because the league has multiple sponsors, each team has multiple sponsors. Most of them are centered around food because we feed these teams and everything. And Esteban, tell me about your relationship. You said quickly Mellow Mushroom.
Yeah.
Why'd you say Mellow Mushroom?
I love Mellow Mushroom. They go all out. They're one of our 3 sponsors, and every time they're in charge of getting the food, I mean, we have leftovers. The players take food home. The coaches take boxes home.
Good.
And I've loved their pizza. I didn't know anything about them until this summer.
Water-based crust is really good.
What is that?
Water-based crust is
I don't
really
know
good.
what that is, but it sounds amazing. I don't know what water-based crust is, but it sounds amazing. I'm not really too familiar with the types of pizza. I just know
good bagels are water-based, just so you know.
Okay. I'm not a big bagel guy, but I'll take your word for it. But no, Mellow Mushroom, they've been amazing. The other day, we even had wraps, sandwiches from them,
Nice.
Salads. So they go above and beyond, and not just pizza. They deliver it all.
Yeah, okay. Noah, what do you got? Yeah, we talked about PDQ. Pretty good.
Yeah, no, here in Sanford, they've been very, very generous. We walked in and immediately the manager there was very, very open to working with both us and the league and just getting out here as many times as they can. They immediately offered meals for each one of the home games. So they're out here day in and day out at all of our home games. Very, very generous staff over there. We already know them. Like when we go to call to pick it up, they already know what time we want it ready, and they're already going back and forth with our team ops people when we do that. So we built a great connection with them that we hope to move forward because their manager really loves baseball, and he wants to bring his son out. He wants to spread the word about the Rats, about the entire league as a whole. So that's really nice to be able to work with them and have some good chicken.
There you go, a great community partner. Dylan, you got an interesting one, and you're wearing it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The Shade Brigade from Ormond Beach Rentals. Tell me about that relationship and how y'all got into 3 and 2, another one of the league-wide sponsors making that shirt, Astros-based.
Yeah, it's kind of really has an Astros look to it. It has the Shade Brigade in the front with pink, yellow, and orange. But that one was started from our head coach.
Okay.
He lives in Ormond Beach, and so he just had a connection, let us know about it, and they actually sponsor the 4th inning. So if the Suns end up scoring a run, one lucky fan will get a free rental. So that's pretty cool too. And they also gave every intern and everybody on the team a jersey as well. So it's been pretty cool.
That's neat. So the league as a whole has sponsors, and we're partially funded by Major League Baseball, but we need those community partnerships. And hearing the sponsors here for Orlando, Sanford, and DeLand, plus league-wide. If anybody wants to get involved, you can reach out to us through social media or any one of the teams. Pretty easy to follow up there. As we wrap up, as we kind of start pushing towards the close, just want to talk about what kind of the next 2 to 3 weeks looks like What is it going to take? I think I got a general idea, but what is it going to take to make a push to be into those playoff series, to not be the 6th team potentially, because we as a league, the 6th team does not get in. The 4 and 5 seed play a play-in game, and then the 1, 2, and 3 seeds play 2 out of 3 series with that 4-5 winner. So, Esteban, what's it going to take for the Snappers to get to the playoff game, or stay in the play-in game, or be above that?
Yeah, right now, sitting in 5th place, 1 game ahead of last place. So really, if their pitching continues to be as great as it's been lately, it'll really help. And the bats just need to get going offensively. We need to be able to have that spark going into the final stretch, which we haven't really seen so far. And we're still hoping to get a couple new players in as well. So if they can come in ready to contribute, it'll be hopefully a good end of the season for Snappers.
Awesome. Noah, kind of same question, bud.
Every game at this point seems to matter more and more. And when you got 3 games set against a team like we do with Orlando after the All-Star break, that can be do or die for one of us. Sure. If Orlando or Sanford were to go out and sweep, that's really big heading into the playoffs. And at this point, this is the toughest stretch of the year, just because you're tired. You guys have been out there for 50 games in the summer, and then now they've already played 25 games here in the spring. So it's a grind going into this home stretch. But for Sanford, it's just all about the pitching. If that can get somewhat solidified, they average about 7-8 walks per game. You limit that number down to just below 5, and you only give up 1 or 2 runs because of walks rather than 5, 6. You're looking at a team that's going to be a lot better, because the offense has been there all year long. It's just a matter of holding teams under that 6-7 run mark on the pitching side.
Absolutely. And Dylan,
I want to go back to a point you made earlier. 4 of the top 6 teams are all decided by 2.5 games. Right. Has that ever been really something that's happened in this league? I know the top 2's usually been Leesburg and maybe somebody else, but has there ever been a stretch where that many teams are this close late in the year? Sometimes,
and that's a great question. You might have somebody run away with it, then 2 through 4 are bunched up. When last year, Winter Garden, which I can speak to, was right there, and then kind of got hot to get to the finals. But you don't see huge separations. You're only going to see one getaway, or you're going to see one, and I can speak to this in 2015, where we just fell apart. And I think we had 8 wins. We were 8-28. So that team, and then those 5 just kind of beat on each other. And that's what's going to happen in a 6-team league, only playing somewhere between 35 and 40 games, unless somebody gets really hot and does that. But the coach, then also, it's the quality of the league. We've had that, and you make adjustments from kind of from that standpoint.
But going back on to the later half of the season, they've got 8 or 9 games left, all against the top 3 teams in the league. Starting against Winter Garden, got to play Leesburg 2 more times. They may make that other game that they've missed this season, so that'll be 3 times. Then they end up the season against Sanford. So I would believe it'd be the hardest remaining schedule out of the 6 teams remaining. So it's going to be interesting how the pitching and even if the offense can turn things back up.
Awesome. Well, I've got to thank you guys for being very well prepared. I hope you've had fun. It's been cool. Yes. Have you had fun over the summer?
Oh, it's been a blast.
Grind. What I try to tell people when we get a new set of interns, and I say this league-wide, I say this to our team, I say this to anybody, it's a summer grind, right? But now you're starting to look at it and you're like, dang, it's over in 3 weeks, and then reality is going to come back roughly around August 1st. So that's the nature of collegiate summer baseball. Here in Florida, if it's somewhere else in the association, that's just, and then these guys go off. But you guys, would you agree that you've made lifelong relationships? Yep. People that you can call on, people that can call on you. I still have very good relationships with our players, but I will tell you this, that some of my best relationships are with our interns, and I take pride being old enough to be all of your dads, but I take pride in the fact of where they have gone in life, professionally, personally, and stuff like that, and power of social media happens there. So I encourage you to keep doing that. I encourage future interns, future fans, current fans. It's a really good product on the field. I can't thank Legends on Deck and Brian Koss and David Conde for letting us get this here in Sanford. I look forward to segment 2 here with Leesburg, Winter Park, and Leesburg, Winter Park, and Winter Garden. My own team. I got my winners mixed up in my head, but I can't thank you enough. Again, for Orlando, we have Mellow Mushroom, PDQ, and Sanford, and then Auburn Beach Rentals, who have been great, plus other sponsors like Yingling, 3 and 2. They were really good friends of the Florida Collegiate Summer League. So for end of segment 1, great job. Keep grinding, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.